Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And of course, if you clicked on this video, you noticed that the theme for today is Jurassic Park, and obviously that doesn't exactly go with my theme of the week, which has been classic horror or horror movies in general, but I'll explain why I chose to do that in just a moment. First, I want to explain to you guys that I did a slow pan of the inks that I used throughout this video for you guys again, and I wanted to get every ink, even the ones that I used the least, which was the burnt umber. I used it strictly for her eyes just to give a nice brown tint to her eye color. So it's one of those where those are all the colors that I use, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys that heads up. So moving in to why I chose to do this theme, I'm gonna have to take you guys way back to 1993 when Jurassic Park released, and I was just a wee bitty at 3 years old and staying the night at my grandparents with my mom and my dad, and I believe it was for holidays because it had already come out on VHS back then, and they were watching it in the front room. And I remember coming in, ignoring my bedtime, and kind of sneaking into the front room and hiding behind my grandparents' couch and watching as much of it as I could and being absolutely terrified. I'm talking like nightmare status. A little bit of an embarrassing tidbit. I peed my pants. I was 3. You gotta forgive a 3-year-old when they get so scared. And it was one of those where I had nightmares for about a week. So when I was thinking about my theme for this week and what I wanted to draw, I randomly had thought about this because just that moment when I was so little, and the moment stuck with me. That was something I've remembered ever since, and how it scared me. And I was like, you know what? I know it's not exactly with the theme I've been going with, but to me back then, that was a horror movie. Even though I know technically it's not within that genre, I decided to go with it and just have fun. And with that, I chose to do Dennis, which, as you guys know, is the main computer guy or scientist that ends up trying to leak information about Jurassic Park and has a huge mishap, which then ends up leading to the T-Rex getting out and all of the incidents happening upon the island. Same with the velociraptors. And I decided to go, of course, with another gender bend and have fun with it. And that's why I tried to make her a bit more thick and curvy. And I'm trying, for me, to get better at doing more variety of body types. I realize that most of my ladies are on the curvy side, but I'd also like to get better at doing more of like the chubby girls or even skinny girls, just to have the full variety, because all our bodies are beautiful and you gotta support that. So I had fun with this. It was a challenge for me because I'm still learning, and it's easy when you kind of already have a type of body. You can see it in the way that I drew it, and when you have a way that you kind of draw pieces and people and stuff like that. But when you're trying to kind of jump out of your comfort zone, it can be a challenge to more so stop yourself from doing the exact same thing that you would, in the sense of just drawing it out and not really thinking about it. But you also don't want to overthink it, which I do often. But I had fun with it. I think she came out a good size, and I think she came out looking very cute and still has that pinup feel, which is what I was going for, and has that nice little nerdy touch and everything. And I also tried my best to add a little hint towards Dennis's fate, with the little dinosaur on his keychain being the dinosaur that he ends up coming face to face with when his end draws near. And it was one of those where I had created a couple of different designs for that in particular, and I had tried seeing what it would look like if it was in the background and it was more of like a full size. I tried doing kind of like a little stuffed animal, and some of these I did on camera and some of them I didn't, and I decided ultimately that because I scrapped those ideas and they didn't affect anything, that I didn't really put them into this because they were just taking more time in this video than were necessary, and some of them were just thumbnails on an additional piece of paper. So it's kind of, I just wanted to share with you my thought process with that in general. But I ultimately decided to go with the little keychain because I figured it was a nice little nod and a cute little way of adding in that little hint and the fate to that. I did unfortunately miss doing her name tag or her little ID card off camera. I thought I had pushed record, but instead I had pushed another button on my phone, which just switched it from camera mode to like photo mode. So I missed that little bit, but that was really the only thing that I missed recording, and I'm kind of mad at myself, but at the same time, it's nothing too crazy. It doesn't affect the design at all, I don't think, or at least the video, and you still get to see almost all of the rest of the process in this video. So I think it came out really nicely. Most of her clothing in general is just an ink wash. I really try and stick with just using more of a black India ink when I do these pieces, with subtle hints of different colors of ink. And that's where I kind of tend to have a lot of fun. I love doing the monochromatic look with this, and then adding in that touch of red. For this one especially, I did the bright yellow raincoat because I wanted that to be the standout. I wanted it to be the kind of iconic look that, you know, is obvious Jurassic Park, or at least for that moment. I did, when I chose and created her outfit and did the design for her outfit, I went off of Dennis's outfit at the end of his portion throughout the movie. When he is trying to leave Jurassic Park, he's got on a black button up top, a kind of, well, lighter than I made it, bluish gray sweatshirt or like zip up hoodie, and then of course the iconic bright yellow Jurassic Park raincoat. And I tried to do my best to get the little Jurassic Park emblem on that pocket there, and it was not easy trying to get lettering to look just right when you're making it as small as I was making it. And it doesn't look perfect, but it works, so I'm not complaining. But I think it came together really nicely. I love the way that the yellow kind of made everything pop, and doing a background with this piece also kind of helped bring it together. I tried to kind of stick with the theme of Jurassic Park, and being that it is in more of like a jungle environment, I gave her, like, the background those big leafy looking leaves. I mean, the more palm looking leaves that are giant, I guess. The leafy looking leaves. Oh goodness. But anyways, I had a lot of fun with this. It was interesting. It was a bit of a thinker for me. I had to kind of figure out how I wanted to do the character design, because I did want to do more of a gender bend, of course, and also bringing it all together and trying to give it the look that I wanted it to have. And I think for the most part, I was successful in outlaying it the way that I had pictured it in my mind, or like applying it the way that I had pictured it in my mind. And I had a lot of fun doing this one, and I hope that as well, along with, you know, that you guys have had fun with Inktober. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me and listening to my ramblings. And as always, I hope that you have a super fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.